Welcome to the Phantom Radar Battalion. Locking on today's key events is September 3rd, 2024. Let's dive into the critical developments shaping the global landscape today. In Eastern Europe, the conflict between Russia and Ukraine continues to escalate as both sides attempt to regain momentum. Russia has reported downing hundreds of Ukrainian drones in recent days, with Ukraine persistently launching long range attacks deep into Russian territory, including the capital, Moscow. In retaliation, Russia has carried out cruise missile strikes against numerous targets across Ukraine. On the ground, Russia is pushing westward into the Donetsk region, causing previously stagnant front lines to shift. The Ukrainian advance into Kherson, a strategic region, has slowed as Russian forces prioritize containment rather than launching a large-scale counterattack. Ukraine's offensive in Kherson was likely intended to draw Russian forces away from other critical fronts and force them into defensive positions within their own territory. However, it seems Russia is employing a similar strategy, aiming to spread Ukraine's forces thin and create pressure points across multiple battlefronts. This strategic maneuver by both nations could lead to significant shifts in the conflict, with each side gambling on the other's response to achieve broader military objectives. In Turkey, tensions remain high as the USS Wasp, an amphibious assault ship of the U.S. Navy, prepares to depart Izmir. Amid large-scale protests, the situation became volatile after several U.S. Marines were allegedly assaulted by local protesters. Turkish authorities claim to have arrested these assailants, although these claims remain unverified. As a precaution, the USS Wasp has canceled all shore leave for its crew and plans to leave Turkey as soon as possible. Thousands of demonstrators continue to gather outside the pier, reflecting the broader anti-American sentiment that has surfaced in recent days. This incident underscores the fragile nature of U.S.-Turkish relations and the potential for further escalation. Meanwhile, on the home front, concerns are growing over the presence and influence of the Venezuelan gang in the United States. Last night, police in Chicago intercepted radio traffic indicating a possible takeover of Section 8 apartment complex by Venezuelan nationals. The complex is located in a high crime area, and while details remain unclear, the possibility of TDA's involvement raises alarms. The situation in Chicago follows reports of TDA's growing presence in Colorado, where they have established strongholds in cities like Aurora and Colorado. TDA has capitalized on the power vacuums created by local authorities. The gang's use of violence and strategic occupation of key locations has allowed them to operate with little to no resistance. The growing presence of TDA and other similar groups in American cities poses a significant threat. If these gangs continue to expand their influence, local law enforcement may find themselves increasingly outmatched, facing criminal organizations that operate with a militant like strategy. This misalignment of priorities between viewing the situation as a law enforcement issue versus a military threat could lead to more severe consequences in the future. In Syria, Assad's forces have intensified their bombardment of rebel held areas in the northwest. Heavy artillery has targeted various villages, causing significant civilian casualties and further destabilizing the region. These indiscriminate attacks highlight the ongoing humanitarian crisis and the difficulties in achieving a lasting peace in a war torn country. In the West Bank, violence erupted near a military checkpoint, with reports of heavy gunfire targeting the area. This incident comes amid ongoing tensions in the region, as Israel's security forces continue to deal with the threats from various militant groups. The situation reflects the broader security challenges faced by Israel, as the country remains vigilant against both internal and external threats. The continued instability in these areas underscores the complexity of the Israel-Palestine conflict and the difficulty in achieving a sustainable resolution. That's all for today's briefing. From the intensifying conflict between Russia and Ukraine to the protests against U.S. forces in Turkey and the growing influence of the TDA in the United States, the world is facing a multitude of challenges. Stay tuned, stay informed, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.